his like grooming and things like that. It was a lot. There's guys that are super, super simple. Like Caleb is simple. He's easy. Mitch is easy. I mean, there's some easy guys out there, you know?
So don't lump us in with Kody.
It's not a lot of work. I'm not interested in easy guys, though. She likes easy going, but not easy. There's a big difference between that. Let's not put the wrong thing out there, shall we? Janelle's not interested in the easy.
Welcome to Behind TLC Sister Wives. So Christine didn't say a word. She didn't have to. The glow in her cheeks and the trembling of her hand as she held that tiny black and white ultrasound photo said it all. But across the courtroom, Kody's eyes locked on the image, and the color drained from his face. What he whispered next into Robyn's ear would be the headline for the week. They planned this to erase me. And that's exactly how it begins. What happens when Christine drops her biggest life news in court and Kody decides he has one of his own? Stick with us and tell us in the comments. Did Christine time this perfectly, or was it just fate? Session 1, the room is packed. Not a single seat is empty. Everyone in the courtroom, from the TLC producers to the judge herself, can feel that today is not going to be testimony as usual. It is a reckoning. Christine walks in quietly, wearing a muted navy dress. Her hair is curled just slightly, and she looks radiant. But there is something different. David Woolley enters behind her, not holding her hand but close, supportive, observing. When he nods toward Kody without so much as blinking, the temperature in the room seems to shift. Kody leans over and mutters to Robyn, "What's he doing here?" Robyn clutches her purse like it holds secrets no one else knows. The judge clears her throat. We're here today to discuss the revised estate agreement previously filed by Mr. Kody Brown and his legal representatives. Miss Christine Brown, you may proceed with your counter-motion. Christine stands visibly nervous but focused. Your Honor, before I speak to the financial discrepancies, I'd like permission to introduce a personal development which directly impacts this proceeding. Gasps ripple through the gallery. Kody straightens his back. Permission granted, the judge replies, watching closely. Christine reaches into her case file, pulls out a single sheet of glossy paper, and walks to the evidence table. It's an ultrasound printout. She turns, holding it high enough for the court camera to catch every detail. I'm pregnant, Christine says softly, and David is the father. The moment is filled with silence, louder than a scream could ever be. Even the court stenographer pauses, blinking in disbelief. Kody's lips twitch into a forced smile, but the muscles in his jaw reveal the truth. He is boiling from the bench. The judge looks toward Kody. Mr. Brown, do you want to respond? But before Kody can utter a word, Robyn interrupts. This is a ploy. It's meant to derail this entire case. We're here for property disputes, not to celebrate Christine's new family. The judge raises his hand. Mrs. Brown, you are not currently under oath nor representing counsel. Please sit down. Without one word, Kody leans back slowly and finally murmurs. She always said she didn't want more kids. Now she suddenly does with him. Christine's voice, calm and clear, cuts through. I said I didn't want more kids with you, Kody. That's different. That line drops like a hammer. You could practically hear the internet hitting replay already. By now, the judge knows that this is not just about an inheritance. This is about identity, legacy, and reputation. And the courtroom is about to blow its top with it. After what feels like an eternity, the judge speaks up. We will allow the new information to be entered as context only if it proves legally relevant. Ms. Brown, please proceed to your documented financial evidence. Christine nods and places the ultrasound photo back into her folder, then slides forward a packet of documents. As I was saying, this pertains to the hidden trust Kody created in Arizona. The same trust one was removed from weeks before he transferred my name off Coyote Pass. David shifts in his seat. His presence is loud without him having said a word. Finally, Kody snaps. This is a setup. She's dragging this man into my life just to embarrass me. Christine shakes her head. No, Kody, you did that to yourself. I'm just finally living. You can feel the energy shift. The courtroom is no longer reacting to shock. They're rooting for resolution. Suddenly, Janelle stands from the gallery. She's not the only one he erased. I have documents, too. The judge raises an eyebrow. Then it looks like this court is in for a much longer afternoon. Kody's eyes dart toward the door as if planning an exit. Robyn whispers, "Don't. You leave." And they win. But what Kody says next is what truly sets off the bomb. I have something they all need to hear. Something I've kept quiet for years. The judge, now intrigued, leans forward. "Then I suggest you take the stand, Mr. Brown. The truth has a funny way of showing up. Whether you're ready or not, what could Kody possibly reveal that tops Christine's announcement?" Hold on, because the courtroom isn't even halfway through the storm. The judge gives Kody the floor. For a moment, no one breathes. Cameras shift angles. Microphones lean in. Christine's smile fades just a little, not out of fear but weariness. She's seen this side of Kody before. The charming mask, the emotional control, and the sudden outburst that always follows. Kody steps forward, hands clenched, voice calm. Too calm. "Since we're throwing life updates into legal proceedings," he begins, glancing at Christine's ultrasound folder. "Maybe it's time I share mine." Everyone stiffens. Kody pulls a document from his coat. It's thick, folded, yellowed at the edge. He unfolds it and reads, "In 2015, I signed a living family agreement with all 4 wives. And Clause 9b states, any spouse that exits the marriage forfeits claim to any future property distribution from the family trust." Christine's eyes narrow. She knows that clause. She remembers signing it, but what Kody doesn't say is that it was revised in 2018, voiding that exact rule. She turns to her attorney, who starts flipping through papers. Kody is betting no one will challenge him, but Christine isn't the same woman who once stayed silent. He continues louder now. "So if Christine wants to parade around this courtroom with baby news and a new man, great. But she doesn't get a penny of Coyote Pass, and certainly not from the Vegas sales." Robyn nods in smug agreement. But then Christine stands and the courtroom goes ice cold. "I remember that agreement," she says. "And I also remember you begging me to resign in 2018 when the Vegas home sold. You said, and I quote, 'It's cleaner this way for taxes.'" She turns to the judge. "May I submit Exhibit 14? The updated contract with revised Clause 9 be signed by all parties." The judge nods. Christine walks confidently to the bench, lays the paper down. The seal shines under the overhead light. You can almost hear Robyn's breath catch because her name is on it, too. This is no longer a battle of opinions. It's paper versus paper. And Christine just dropped the bomb. Kody's lawyer grabs the document, scans it, and curses under his breath. Christine sits again, slowly. She doesn't smile, but the courtroom feels her victory settling in. David gives her the smallest nod. Proud, calm her rock. The judge raises a brow. "Mr. Brown, do you dispute this revision?" Kody clenches his jaw. But before he finishes, Mary stands. She hasn't spoken in days. But now, in her dark olive blazer and trembling hands, she steps forward with a manila envelope clutched to her chest. "I wasn't going to speak," she says quietly, "but I couldn't sit through another minute of watching Robyn pretend like she's not part of this, too." The courtroom erupts in a buzz. Mary approaches the evidence table and slides the envelope toward the clerk. "I kept this letter from Robyn. It was never meant to see daylight, but now let the court read it." When the clerk opens it and starts scanning, his eyebrows raise. Then the judge asks to see it, and suddenly it's chaos, because in that letter written in Robyn's handwriting is a confession not of guilt, not of strategy, but of doubt. "I'm scared. It says if Christine finds out about the transfer, she'll never forgive us. But Kody says it's what we have to do. I just want peace. I don't even know if I believe in this anymore." Christine turns slowly toward Robyn. "What transfer, Robyn?" Now the air is thick, like molasses. Nobody moves. The only sound is the ticking of the courtroom clock. Kody shoots. Robyn a panicked look. "Don't," he hisses. "Don't open that door." But Robyn's lips are already trembling. She knows the letter's real. She wrote it. And for the first time, she has no script, no plan, just raw fear. This is what viewers wait for. The moment when lies collapse under their own weight. Robyn starts crying. The kind that isn't for cameras. Real, harsh, ugly. "It wasn't my idea," she whispers. Mary doesn't blink. "But you signed it. You helped hide it." The judge slams the gavel once. "If this letter pertains to previously unsubmitted property transfers, I need both parties to submit full disclosure by the end of day." Kody snaps. No, that letter's out of context. It was about a different issue. Christine, rising to her feet, slams her palm on the table. Then let's get the rest out loud. The judge permits it. And the clerk reads, "Oh, what the Kody asked me to list Janelle's lot under the new LLC before she finds out. I didn't want to, but I signed the form while she was on vacation. Please don't let this come back on me." There it is. The full confession. Robyn helped move Janelle's land without consent. And it's signed. This isn't just betrayal. It's fraud. And it's now an official record. Janelle from the gallery gasps. "You stole from me." Robyn tries to speak, but nothing comes out. Kody slams his fist on the table. It was all legal. We consolidated to protect our future. The judge interrupts, voice like thunder. "From this point forward, all land deals will be subject to forensic audit. I am authorizing a court-appointed investigator to review every transfer within the last 10 years. In the gallery, silence turns into whispers. Shock, betrayal, fury, all hanging in the air like smoke. Robyn collapses into her seat, sobbing. Kody rubs his temples, whispering, "They're going to bury us." And Christine, she folds her hands, looks at the judge, and says, "I'm not done." Because what she's about to say next, it will change not just the case, but everything the audience thought they knew. Christine stands again. She's no longer trembling. The courtroom can feel it. This isn't the same woman who walked in with a soft announcement and a photo. This is someone who's been holding receipts, who's waited for her moment, and it just arrived. The judge gives her a nod. "Proceed." Christine steps forward and hands over a thick green binder. "Your Honor, this is the original Arizona ledger, not the edited version Kody submitted. This one was kept in the estate drawer at Coyote Pass. I took photos years ago just in case. That's illegal." She took that without the judge cuts him off. "Sit down, Mr. Brown. You'll have time to respond." Christine turns to the courtroom. This ledger documents every land-related transaction from 2010 to 2020. But when I compared it to the version submitted by Kody's team last month, 11 pages were missing. And the biggest one was from July 14th, 2018. Janelle's eyes widen. "That was the summer I left town for the girls' trip." Christine nods. "And that's when your parcel was quietly transferred while you were in Utah. This isn't about betrayal anymore. It's about premeditated deception with documents to prove it." The judge flips through the binder. "Miss Brown, are you suggesting the current filing before this court is a forgery?" Christine answers without hesitation. "I'm saying it's incomplete. And Kody knew it was because I have proof he deleted the entries." Kody jumps up again. "That's not true. You think you're all so innocent, but you just want revenge." Mary sighs. "Revenge would have been easier." "Kody, we want the truth." The room tightens. This is no longer a family hearing. It's a firestorm. Christine gestures to the clerk, who rolls in a cart with a monitor. "May I play something?" The judge hesitates. "Is it relevant?" Christine says only one word. "Absolutely." The footage rolls. Grainy, time-stamped. It's a phone recording of Kody pacing in the garage of the Coyote Pass property. He's holding that same green ledger in his hands. His voice echoes. "No one's going to care about these small entries. They won't notice if it's gone. Just delete it from the scan. They'll never look twice." The courtroom gasps. Robyn's hand flies to her mouth. Kody's face turns a violent red. The judge slams her gavel. "Where did this come from?" Christine speaks calmly. "Janelle's son Garrison. He set up the camera in 2020 when Kody refused to account for missing funds tied to their rental house. He gave me this file before he died. Said one day it might matter." Everything just shifted. The emotional weight of Garrison's final act lands like a stone. He knew. He tried to warn them. And even in death, he's protecting his mother. Janelle whispers, "He told me to trust Christine." I should have listened sooner. Tears spill down her cheeks, but she doesn't hide them. The gallery is dead silent. Even Robyn can't speak. The judge exhales deeply. This video will be submitted into evidence, and a forensic analyst will determine if Mr. Brown's court-submitted documents were deliberately altered. Kody shakes his head. "This is a setup. It's all lies. Everyone's ganging up on me." Christine's voice pierces the noise. "No, Kody. You did this to yourself. Garrison just gave us the light to see it. The judge orders a recess, but no one moves because the next question is echoing in everyone's head. If Kody altered the ledger, what else has he changed? Back in the hallway, the family is split. Robyn's mascara runs down her cheek. You said they'd never find that footage. She hisses at Kody. He snaps back. I didn't know he recorded it. He was always snooping around. But Mary, standing nearby, finally speaks, quiet, firm, certain. Garrison didn't snoop. He saw through you. And now, so do we. This line hits Robyn like a wave. And she stumbles back, leaning on the wall like she's going to faint. Christine leans against the corridor railing, looking down at her rounded belly, then up at David. He would have been so proud today. David holds her hand gently. He still is. Back in the courtroom, technicians connect binder to a scanner. Forensic analysts take samples. The court clerk whispers something to the judge. She frowns. Wait, there's something odd about the ink. Christine blinks. What do you mean? The clerk explains the ink on page 118, where Janelle's parcel is transferred, shows signs of being lifted and replaced. It's not just a hidden entry. It's a forged one. Now we're no longer in a property dispute. We're in criminal territory. Janelle gasps. You forged my signature. Christine stares at the screen, then slowly points. That's not Janelle's handwriting. Look at the loop on the B. That's Robyn's hand. I've seen her write that way on birthday cards. Robyn explodes. You think I'd forge a legal document? That's insane. Mary steps in. Not insane, just desperate. Tension floods the room. Forgery. Fraud. A son's final recording. A baby on the way. And still, Christine isn't done. She turns to the judge one last time. I'd like to call a witness, someone who worked in the county recorder's office in 2018. She notarized the document, and she just flew in last night after seeing the news coverage. The judge squints. Name. Christine replies, Shelley Dobson. And she's ready to testify about the day Robyn came in alone. Shelley Dobson walks to the witness stand with a calmness that unnerves everyone. She's not a celebrity, not a family member, just a notary, but the weight of her testimony might collapse everything Robyn and Kody tried to control. She places her hand on the Bible and swears in. The judge leans forward. Ms. Dobson, can you confirm if you notarized any property transfer documents for the Brown family in July 2018? Shelley doesn't hesitate. Yes, I can. I notarized a quick claim deed for the parcel labeled Lot Coyote 7. The individual who brought it in was a woman named Robyn Brown. She said her husband was unavailable. Robyn flinches. I never said that. The judge slams her gavel. You'll have your chance. Sit. Shell continues, voice steady. She said she had power of attorney, and the signature was already on the document, but I remember asking if the signature had been witnessed. She said yes. The judge asks, did you see any ID? Yes. She presented a copy of a driver's license, Janelle Brown's, but something fell off. The photo was smudged and the expiration date had a crease through it. Christine leans forward, her fingers clenched into the wood of the bench. She knows this tactic. She's seen Robyn do it before. Just enough detail to make it look official, but what Shell says next nearly stops time. I filed a report quietly. It flagged the transaction for review, but it was never investigated further. The judge frowns. Do you still have a copy? Shelley nods and hands over a folder. Inside is a faded copy of a suspicious filing, a note written in pen. Possibly fraudulent. Request verification. Kody is pale now. His lips don't move. Robyn mutters something under her breath, too quiet to catch. The judge breathes deeply. If this signature was forged and power of attorney falsely claimed, we're looking at felony charges. I will not allow this to be buried. The courtroom air turns to static. Something massive has shifted. And for once, Robyn is the one trapped. Everyone thought the season was about Christine's new life, and then it became about Robyn's unraveling past. Shelley looks to Robyn. I remember you crying, saying your husband was under stress, and that this land had to be moved for family reasons. I almost didn't sign, but you promised it would never come back to hurt anyone. Robyn whispers, you weren't supposed to remember. Christine stands slowly. Of course she remembers, because you weren't careful, Robyn. You were desperate. Janelle rises next. I want a handwriting expert brought in. If that signature isn't mine, I want charges filed. The judge agrees. Court will adjourn for the day. Tomorrow morning, we begin handwriting verification. Kody explodes. This is insane. You're turning a family disagreement into a criminal trial. The judge turns to him cold and stern. Mr. Brown, if you and your wife altered legal filings and knowingly submitted them to this court under false pretenses, this is no longer a family disagreement. It's fraud. In that moment, Kody finally breaks. His chest heaves, eyes darting, voice cracking. I was just trying to protect what we built. Christine steps forward. Then why did you hide it? He looks at her. Really looks at her. You were never supposed to walk away. None of you were. That line makes Robyn finally crumble. She drops into her seat, head in her hands, sobbing openly. But there's no sympathy left. Not from the gallery, not from the court, and not from the women who once shared his dream. As court recesses, reporters flood the courthouse steps. Cameras flash. Headlines are being written in real time. Inside, Mary approaches Christine. Did you know she'd break? Christine replies, I didn't have to. She's been breaking for years. This just made it visible. Back in the emptying courtroom, Kody leans over to Robyn and whispers through clenched teeth. They'll never stop. If that signature gets proven fake, we lose everything. Robyn nods, face still streaked with mascara. I know. Kody scans the courtroom, searching for sympathy. None comes. Instead, he sees a family he can no longer control, a courtroom he can no longer manipulate, and a future that is no longer his to write. But just as he's about to leave, the court clerk rushes back and holding a small envelope. To the judge, she says, delivered just now, anonymous. The judge opens it. She reads in silence. Her face slowly twists. She looks up. There's a second deed. Same date, different parcel, different forged signature. Christine frowns. Who's the judge looks straight at Robyn. Mary's. The room feels colder when court resumes the next morning. Even with the Arizona heat outside, the courtroom is heavy with dread. Mary walks in alone, her face unreadable. Her steps are slow but steady, as if each footfall carries the weight of 10 years of betrayal. She doesn't make eye contact with Kody or Robyn. She heads straight for the witness stand. The envelope from yesterday rests on the judge's desk, still sealed with the county's official stamp. The judge begins. We've received additional documentation. Ms. Brown, are you aware of any transfer made in your name in July 2018? Mary shakes her head. No, Your Honor, I was in Oregon at the time. My mother was in hospice. Christine watches quietly. Her fingers tighten around David's. She knows what's coming, but she also knows this moment isn't hers. It's Mary's. The judge continues, opening the envelope and producing the second deed. This document claims that you transferred your portion of Coyote Pass into a shared LLC signed by you, witnessed by Robyn Brown. Mary doesn't move, but her eyes, those eyes burn with fury. That never happened. It's the moment the audience waited years for. Mary turning on Robyn, not quietly, not passively, but in full devastating truth. Robyn's voice breaks. I didn't forge it. Kody said it was taken care of. I thought it was real. Kody's head snaps. Don't put this on me. You signed those forms. You handed them in. But Mary slams her fist on the stand. You both knew and you used me again. I sat by you when no one else would. When the camera stopped rolling, I was still there. And this is what you did? While I buried my mother, a hush falls over the courtroom. Mary's voice, cracked and raw, lands heavier than any document. The judge leans in. Ms. Brown, do you wish to press charges for identity fraud? Mary's voice is barely a whisper. Yes. Robyn gasps. You're really going to do this? To us. Mary turns to her and her tone is ice. You did it to yourself. All I'm doing is telling the truth. For the first time in years, Robyn looks truly alone. No sympathy, no ally. Even the production crew has gone silent behind the camera rail. Kody rises, fist clenched. This is out of control. You're all turning this into a witch hunt. Christine stands too. No, Kody. We're finally cleaning up the wreckage you left behind. The judge motions for quiet and calls a handwriting analyst to the stand. The expert confirms both signatures, Janelle's and Mary's, are inconsistent with known samples. The Mary signature, in fact, shows matching stroke pressure with Robyn's known writing. It's likely both were signed by the same person, the analyst says. And now the court has its proof. Not theory, not suspicion. Proof. Mary exhales slowly. You forged my name, Robyn. And you did it while I was grieving. How long were you planning this? Robyn sobs openly. I didn't want it to go this far. I didn't want to lose everyone. I thought we were building something together. Mary shakes her head. You weren't building. You were taking every word cuts deeper, and for the first time, Mary stands not as a scorned ex-wife, but as someone reclaiming power, but what happens next flips the room on its head. The judge asks Robyn to step up. Mrs. Brown, did you knowingly submit fraudulent documents to this court? Robyn, shaking, says, No, I didn't think they were false. Kody gave them to me, but then from the gallery, a new voice speaks. I can confirm otherwise. All heads turn. It's Aurora. She steps forward slowly, holding a white envelope. She's been quiet all morning, sitting behind Robyn. Now she walks to the front and hands the envelope to the clerk. I found this in Mom's safe last week, she says. It's a copy of the original deed and a journal entry. The judge opens it, reads, and raises an eyebrow. Christine, Mary, Janelle. They all lean forward. The judge begins reading aloud. July 15th, 2018. Kody says if we don't move Mary's name off soon, we risk losing it if she ever leaves. He asked me to sign for her while she's out of town. I am scared, but he says she'll never find out. Robyn whispers, No, I didn't write that for anyone to see. But it's too late. It's on the record now, and it's Aurora who put it there. Mary looks stunned. You turned on her? Aurora, visibly shaking, says, She lied to all of us. I didn't know until I started reading the journals. I don't want to be part of it anymore. That moment changes everything. Robyn's own daughter has just taken the stand against her. Robyn falls apart, sobbing uncontrollably. You're my daughter. You don't understand. Aurora replies, I understand perfectly. You forged her name. And you let me think we were the victims. The judge calls for a 10-minute break. But no one moves. Because in this moment, the cracks in the Brown family have shattered into something irreversible. Christine watches Robyn break down but doesn't smile. She just places a hand over her belly and whispers to David. This child won't grow up and lies. Kody storms out of the courtroom, slamming the door. Mary watches him leave, then turns to Robyn. He'll let you take the fall. You know that, right? Robyn looks up, broken. He already has. 10 minutes pass. The courtroom doors swing open again. Kody walks in, not with his lawyer this time, but with a man in a crisp gray suit trailing behind him. There's something off about him. Confident, camera-aware, but a little too careful in his posture. The judge eyes him suspiciously. Mr. Brown, please explain who this is and why you've returned without notifying the court. Kody lifts his chin. This is Tyler McCoo, former segment producer for TLC's Sister Wives. He has information this court needs to hear. Gas ripple through the gallery. Christine freezes. He worked on season 14. He vanished after Vegas. The judge raises an eyebrow. And what does Mr. McCoo claim to know? Tyler steps forward. I was on the payroll when several of the Coyote Pass filings were first being discussed. But what the public doesn't know is that TLC knew about the document discrepancies years ago. Now everything shifts. The courtroom isn't just about family fraud anymore. It's about whether the network helped cover it up. The judge waves him to the stand. Proceed. Tyler settles in. In 2018, Robyn came to me privately during production. She said they needed to shift filming schedules because of a sudden legal urgency. She and Kody asked me to delay the Arizona shoot for 72 hours. Christine mutters, that was right when Mary's parcel changed hands. The judge asks, why did you comply? Tyler hesitates. They said if we delayed, they'd give us exclusive footage of a new emotional family scene. More ratings, less questions. I didn't push back. Robyn's manipulation wasn't just behind the scenes. It was behind the cameras, too. And the producers let it happen. Tyler continues, I later found out that they filed at least 2 land transfers during that break. The paperwork wasn't part of our scheduled storyline. It was pulled and post the courtroom buzzes again. This time, even the TLC lawyers are whispering. The judge slams the gavel. Enough sidebars. If this is true, we will subpoena the raw footage from that week. Tyler looks down. Good luck. They wiped it. I tried to back it up, but when I reported what I saw, I was quietly fired. It's not just about property anymore. It's about decades of deception, silencing and carefully orchestrated chaos on and off screen. Stans, how deep does this go? Tyler sighs. Deeper than any of you know. The network knew the tension between Robyn and the others was beyond repair, but they pushed the narrative because it sold. Now the courtroom sees it. The family wasn't just falling apart. It was being packaged, edited and sold for ratings. While Robyn and Kody make their moves behind the curtain, the judge asks, "Do you have any evidence?" Tyler nods. "One email. That's all I could say before my access was revoked." He hands it over. The judge reads aloud. "Robyn needs time to clean up before we resume. Delay the estate storyline. We'll pivot to Janelle's financial frustrations. Viewers love a build-up." EP, Sister Wives, Season 14. Mary gasps. "They knew. They used us." Tyler adds, "I was paid extra to convince to do a confessional that week. I didn't realize then. It was to distract from the land deal. Kody thought bringing Tyler would help his case, but instead it shatters what little control he had left." Christine turns to the judge. "So, we were scripted to look emotional while they quietly stole from us." The judge leans back. "And now this court will subpoena TLC's internal communications." Robyn breaks again. "No number, please. This isn't what we wanted." Christine, voice sharp, replies, "It's exactly what you wanted. Control. Fame, money." Janelle stands up from the gallery. "But you didn't count on one thing. We remember everything. And now we're telling it all. This is more than a court battle now. It's a reckoning. And the people behind the cameras are finally being dragged into the spotlight." Suddenly, the bailiff enters with a sealed packet. "Judge. Urgent delivery. Federal Post." The judge opens it. It's a typed letter. She scans it. Her expression hardens. This is from the U.S. District Attorney's Office. They have been reviewing this case, and they are launching an independent investigation into the potential complicity of TLC in document tampering and financial misrepresentation. Robyn covers her mouth. "No, please." Christine says barely above a whisper, "It's happening." Kody stares blankly on, as if he's watching everything slip right through his fingers. The judge looks to the room. This trial is no longer restricted to this courtroom. It is now a federal matter. Everyone connected with those documents is under review. And with that, the room erupts. Not in noise, but realization. What started as a property dispute has turned into a scandal that may take down a network, destroy careers, and finally tell the world what really happened behind the Sister Wives brand. Mary turns to Tyler. "Why now?" Tyler replies, "Because I couldn't keep quiet anymore, and neither could somebody else." The judge nods. "Yes. According to the letter, there is a second whistleblower." Janelle asks, "Who?" The judge pauses and looks out at the gallery before pointing. "A former family member. She arrives tonight." Christine frowns. "Who?" The judge says one name, Kody Brown. The next morning, the courtroom is abuzz before the doors open. Journalists line the back wall now. Producers are whispering into earpieces. There are rumors swirling outside about network subpoenas, sealed footage, and quietly canceled contract renewals. But inside, every seat is filled for one reason: Kody Brown has arrived. She walks in sans makeup, sans glam, sans television polish, just truth. She nods at her mom, Christine, and takes the witness stand. The judge doesn't waste time. "Ms. Pedron, you're here under federal whistleblower protection. You indicated in your affidavit that you have materials tied to document tampering involving Robyn and Mr. Brown. Please elaborate." Kody breathes in. "In 2020, I went to visit Mom and went to Robyn's house to drop off some Christmas gifts. Aurora asked me to grab wrapping paper from the upstairs closet. I found a locked cabinet. She said it was just taxes, but it didn't feel right. She reaches into her bag and pulls out a small flash drive. So, I took a photo of the label. A month later, I found a matching key in the RV Robyn lent to Truly for camping." Christine turns her head slowly. "You never told me that." McKeely nods, "Because I didn't know what I was looking at until last month." The courtroom leans forward. Everyone can feel it. McKelty's about to detonate something. The judge gestures. We'll allow the contents to be reviewed in real time. The screen lights up. Folders appear on the courtroom monitor. Brown Trust drafts. Alt versions rehearsals season 15. Kody burner backups. Property flip proofs. Kody bolts to his feet. No. Stop. That's private. You have no right. The judge slams her gavel. Sit down, Mr. Brown. This is court-ordered evidence. If it was used to forge or manipulate documents, it's no longer private. Milty selects the folder labeled Kody_burner backups. Christine whispers to David, I knew he had another phone. He always stepped outside during calls. Said it was business. Inside are dozens of audio clips. The first place, Kody's voice. If the girls ever ask, say it was all legal, say it was voted on. You and I are the only ones who need to understand the trust math. They'll just sign what we tell them. Robyn's voice responds, Are you sure we shouldn't run this past Mary? Kody replies coldly, She's done. She just doesn't know it yet. The room goes still. Even the bailiff looks stunned. The lies weren't just emotional, they were strategic. Mykelti opens the second file. Property flip proofs. Inside are PDFs of title transfers. Some signed, some blank. All of them trace back to Arizona lots. Christine leans in, recognizing her own name. That's my signature, but I never signed this. Mary looks up. Mine too. This one has my parcel listed as collateral for a commercial loan. The judge reads aloud, scanning fast. It appears the parcels were used to secure loans totaling $1. $2 million over 2 years, none of which were reported during the estate filings. Janelle blurts out, You took loans against our land. While we were struggling to pay rent, Kody shouts back, You left me. You gave up on the family. Christine cuts in, voice sharp, We left lies. Not family viewers tuning in across the country are now watching the destruction of everything Kody and Robyn tried to preserve and the rise of the women they tried to silence. The judge pauses. We will now submit these audio recordings and property files to federal investigators. But I want to ask Miss Pedron one more thing. She nods. Go ahead. The judge's voice drops. There's an unmarked envelope found inside the cabinet. Initials MB. Do you know what that refers to? Mykelti's voice cracks. Yes. Michael Brown gasps. Kody freezes. Christine whispers. Who is Michael Brown? Melty glances at her mother. Mom, I think he's Kody's other son from before all of you. Before the show. That's what the document says. The room explodes, not in sound, but in stunned paralysis. A secret child hidden by initials. Kody breaks. Don't say another word. You have no idea what you're talking about. But Melty pulls out one last piece of paper. A birth certificate. It lists Michael Brown, born 1991. Father Kody Wynn Brown. Mother's name is redacted, but there's one line that matters most. The judge reads it aloud. Trust beneficiary Michael B., alternate guardian. Robyn Sullivan Brown. Christine gasps. Robyn. She knew. Janelle clutches her chest. She's not just hiding money. She's hiding a child. The room cracks open emotionally, psychologically, legally. The legacy of Kody Brown just turned into a full-blown scandal. The judge orders the court adjourned until federal agents can confirm the identity of Michael Brown and investigate the listed trust. Outside, cameras swarm. Reporters yell questions. Inside, Robyn hyperventilates as paramedics are called. Christine stands over her, voice low. You thought hiding one child would keep the rest of us blind. You were wrong. Kody paces near the window, whispering into a real phone this time, not the burner. He knows he's going to come forward. You have to stop him. The next morning, no one breathes easy, not even the judge. Security is doubled. Federal agents now sit in the back row. Producers from TLC are nowhere to be found. And still, every seat in that courtroom is filled. Christine holds David's hand as they wait for the final session to begin. Janelle and Mary sit side by side, silent but united. Robyn isn't present. She's been placed on medical watch after her panic attack. But Kody is here. And then he walks in, tall, calm, shoulders tense, but eyes scanning every face. Michael Brown. Kody doesn't look at him, not once. The courtroom buzzes like static electricity. Because here's the truth. They all must now confront. the man Robyn and Kody tried to erase, standing right in front of them. The judge speaks softly. State your name for the record. Michael Joseph Brown. Are you the person listed in the trust file recovered from the flash drive submitted yesterday? Yes. Do you know the identity of your biological father? Michael's jaw tightens. Yes, it's Kody Brown. He's sitting right there. Kody slouches lower in his seat, arms crossed. Christine looks over, and for the first time in years, she sees fear in Kody. Not anger, not arrogance, fear. The judge continues. How long have you known this? Michael clears his throat. I found out when I was 17. My mother told me. She signed a confidentiality agreement. Kody made payments through a third party. He said if anyone ever found out the show would be over, he offered her $20,000 a year to keep quiet. Mary's jaw drops. He was paying off someone while we were drowning in bills. Michael nods. The payment stopped in 2020. That's when Robyn stepped in. She promised she'd help me set up an LLC and protect my future, but I never saw a dime. The courtroom is boiling over, rage and betrayal and confusion, all twisting into one tight, unbearable knot. The judge looks at Kody. Mr. Brown, is any of this true? Kody doesn't respond. The judge demands again, did you hide a child from this court and from your listed estate documents? Kody mutters, it wasn't like that. The judge slams the gavel. Yes or no? Kody looks up finally, voice hollow. Yes, I hit him. It takes less than a second, but everything changes. In that moment, the courtroom becomes a graveyard for secrets. Christine's voice pierces the air. Why? Why would you hide your own son? Kody's voice cracks. Because he didn't fit the story. Because I was afraid. Afraid of what it would do to my image. To Robyn. To the show. Janelle shouts. To the show. You chose a show over your child. Christine steps forward. Your child? And what about the rest of us? You think we would have turned on you? We've forgiven worse. But you lied every single day. Michael stands firm. I didn't come here to destroy anyone. I came here for closure, for truth, for my place in this family. The judge turns to the bench. I am issuing an immediate injunction. Michael Brown is to be included in all future discussions of the estate, and a formal investigation into trust, fraud, and inheritance evasion is now underway. Christine walks over to Michael, shaking. He nods softly. You don't know me, but I've followed you. I've watched everything. I know you're the only one who never gave up on what this family was supposed to be. She doesn't say anything. She just hugs him. In that embrace, the camera catches something rare. Closure, a beginning, a new story forming from the ashes of an old one. Back at the defendant's table, Kody watches silently alone. The very courtroom lights feel different, brighter, somehow cleaner, as if the truth has burned through every dark corner of this family's legacy. Mary stands and turns to leave, but not before whispering to Kody. He's a better man than you'll ever be, and he's just getting started. David pulls Christine into his arms. You okay? She nods. I am now. But just as the court prepares to adjourn, a federal agent hurries down the center aisle and hands a sealed document to the judge. She opens it, reads, and stiffens. There's a new issue, she says slowly. This isn't over, Janelle frowns. What now? The judge says one final sentence before dismissing the court. An offshore account has been located in Bice, registered under the name R. Sullivan Brown Trust Holdings. Estimated balance, $3. 1 million. Christine breathes out. She moved the money. Kody whispers. No, she promised she closed that account. And the judge adds, an emergency court hearing will reconvene in 48 hours. And that's where we leave it. One child found, another fortune uncovered, and the most shocking chapter still to come. 2 days later, the courtroom doors open once again. This time, there's no press, no production crew, no TLC rep with a clipboard hiding behind tinted glasses. Only the family, their lawyers, and a federal observer seated quietly in the back. Christine sits in the front row with David beside her. Mary and Janelle flank her on either side. Michael sits behind them, not part of the scene just yet, but not invisible anymore. Kody and Robyn are seated apart, surrounded by legal counsel. She's no longer wearing the polished blouse and tears combination. Today, she's in plain black, her hands shaking, face pale. The judge enters and speaks right away. The offshore account discovered under the name R. Sullivan Brown Trust holdings has been traced to two major deposits. One following the Coyote Pass land sales, and the second following the cash-out refinance of the Flagstaff property. In 2022, Kody closes his eyes. Robyn doesn't even bat an eyelid. Christine whispers, she moved all of it. Every last cent we worked for Janelle's voices. Lo, and let us think we were broke. It's a text from Christine. He would have been proud of us. Janelle types back. He would have been proud of you. And in a quiet house, Michael Brown lies awake. He reads the trust paperwork again. His name on paper, his name finally spoken. He clicks open a message from a man named Jeff. The subject DNA match confirmation. She's alive. She wants to meet. He stares. A mother he thought disappeared. A new storm. Another door opening. He replies, tell her I'm ready. Then deletes every voicemail Kody ever left him. The past is over. The future has arrived. The next chapter won't be in courtrooms. It'll be in interviews, depositions, headlines, and federal filings. But one thing is for sure, Kody Brown's secrets are no longer safe. And the women he underestimated, they're just getting started. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more twisted videos. Stay connected. Stay blessed.